none of this is coming up. My sweet cherry tomatoes or my onions, and especially the onions, should be well up by now. They've been there for, what, a month and a half? I bought some perlite and I'm going to make my own seed starting mix. I'll show you what I'm doing and I'll tell you why. I was watching Jess on the Roots and Refuge Farm channel, and she was saying the other day about seed starting composts and how you can buy specific seed starting composts, and they're very light and they're very loose, and how the small roots of a seedling or a seed need that very light texture so that they can actually move through the soil to take up nutrients and grow. So I'm thinking that's why my onions haven't come up, because it was just too compacted. And what Jess actually uses is normal potting compost, which this is. Look at all the bits in it. And I think she just puts perlite in it. And what that light compost actually does with the perlite is it allows the air to filter, and it also allows the water to filter too. So this is my compost, and here's the perlite. I love this bit. Get your hands in there. Seed starting compost is sterile. It doesn't have any nutrients in it because the seed has enough nutrients to get that plant up and out of the soil. And then you're supposed to put it on. Whereas multi-purpose compost already has nutrients in it, is cheaper than seed starting mix, and so you can keep your plant in this until you're ready to plant it out. You don't have to put it up to give it nutrients. That's the kind of look that you want. Oh, it's beautiful. So yeah, what am I going to sow today? Let me think. I wanted to do some more money makers. Right then, I'm gonna fill it up with my seed starting mix of literally just multi-purpose compost and perlite. Give it a little pat down, give it a little water, and I'm literally just gonna sprinkle the seeds on. So there they are, just sprinkle some more compost on top. Give it a gentle pat, because you want the seeds to have constant contact with the soil. There you go. Always, always, always do a label. Tom M. Maker. Done. We're the 18th of March and it can still get pretty cold at night here, so give it a little hat, keep it warm. What am I going to sow next? I am going to want this tray with the big holes. Just put my hand here so I don't chuck too much off the edge. Right. So this way, I'm just going to put divots in all these holes. I'm going to just give this a water on the floor, because otherwise my compost table is going to get soaking. let it soak on in for a little bit. Yeah, 4, 5. What do I want more of? Because the kale keeps coming, the cabbage is one head. And the beetroot is multi-sown. Ah, yes. There you go. So the cabbage is only one harvest from each plant. And the kale you can just keep on harvesting from until it says no. And the beetroot will be multi-sown anyway. So I'll do 4 rows of kale. This is dwarf green curled kale. I'll do 4 rows of that. 4 rows of multi-sown beetroot, and by multi-sown I mean 3 seeds to a thing. And 5 rows of cabbage. Label: kale dwarf green curled. I'll put kale dwarf and then green curled on the other side. Just green curl. And put it here because this is my kale section. There you go. Bull's blood. I'm doing now. I think I need to make these holes a bit deeper as well, so I'll use the end of my Sharpie. Now the water's gone down a bit. A lot of beetroot seeds, 1, 2, 3, actually grow multiple plants anyway. So I could be overrun with bull's blood. But again, not to worry. I can just, I'll use half of them for beets and half of them for greens. Beetroot leaves in a salad is beautiful. Now I can kind of tell, look at the difference. I don't know if you can see. Look at that one over there compared to that one. Now this is a multi-seed. Definitely. And the small one is not. So I'm just going to stick the 2 of them in there. Why can't I think of the word for these? Segment? No, is that right? No. This is the way Charles Dowden does it. He multi-sows his stuff. It's when he comes to harvest, he pulls out the biggest and lets the others grow, which gives him a continual harvest, which is genius. Beets, bull's blood. There we go. That one's for that. I'm not covering anything yet because let me give this a squish down. I'll do it all at the end. Cabbage calibos. This is a red cabbage, very sweet apparently. I'm going to use it for coleslaws and pickled cabbage, which is lush on a salad and in recipes. The seeds for this and for the kale are the same because they are both in the Brassica family. There you go, lots of red cabbage. I am planning on canning this year. I'm thinking I'm just going to have to give these beetroots a bit of a push. Get them down a bit more. So they are very close to the top. Oh, label. Cabbage. Kalibos. That's right, calibos. Give it all a cover. Chuck it in. And hopefully I will see it all again. Be very careful not to displace the seeds because you could have cabbages growing with your beetroot and kale and all sorts just all over the place. Right, now bring this down here. Give this a gentle water, so watering can really high up and just over the top. And set it up somewhere out the way so the critters don't chew your nice seed leaves. Look at my purple sprout and broccoli. Nicely placed on the top shelf just to give it some light. I'd like to say thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe and like if you do, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.